Good evening, brothers and sisters. I figured I'd come down and maybe do a quick video on a question that I get asked a lot from y'all, and that's where do I go to to state my sovereignty, and what kind of affidavit do I need to fill out, and so that I can declare who I am. And it's almost like everybody's in the mindset that there's some kind of papers that you got to do this, and there isn't any. Actually, there was a long time ago. It's called the Declaration of Independence. That's already been done for you. Think about it like this. How do you be a king? Because that's what you are. Really, it's not that so much that we're individual sovereigns as we're a collective sovereign. We're a king. We're kings and queens without subjects. So there's nothing you need to do. You don't have to fill out any kind of paperwork. Really, all you need to do is like kings of old. Most kings that became kings of old, it was by their birthright. They were the oldest son or one of the sons of the king. And he deemed that they should rule after him, and they were ordained by the priest or whoever it was that anointed them. Even back to Saul, they were anointed kings back then, and that's what you are, my friend. You are an anointed king. You just have to act like one. There's no king. There's never been a king in history come out and say, I'm going to fill out this paperwork here and I'm going to submit it to the people. Now I'm king. Because what you find yourself in by doing this, I'm going to submit some paperwork, and this will notice the status of who I am. The kings didn't do that. They said, I'm the king, and I don't need to ask anybody for permission to be king or declare my kingdom. It was given like it's given to you. There's no... Actually, there is. I mean, if you really want to get out of the system, then you have to announce or renounce or expatriate yourself away from the citizen. Here's something you might want to, a little thing you might want to try that I found as I was reading through the Constitution there once. I don't know which time it was, but I started to notice that when you're reading the Constitution, the word citizen is capitalized all the way up to the 12th Amendment, or through. Actually, the 11th is when it stops. But then I don't think citizen is mentioned in the 12th. But then along comes the 13th Amendment and the 14th Amendment. And from that point on, citizen is lowercase. What happened there? All of a sudden in the Constitution, a citizen isn't capitalized anymore. A citizen that's capitalized is a proper noun. A citizen that isn't capitalized isn't a proper noun. And that's where you find in the Constitution, from the 11th Amendment on, citizen is in lowercase. Joe had asked me, how do you do this? And I explained to him, well, one way you can do it is to go and get a passport. And on the application for the passport, I told him that if you hyphenate the U between the U and the S, and the question that asks you, are you a United States or are you a U.S. citizen? It's asking you to check that box, and that's familiar. You'll see that on applications, and you'll see that on the census. They ask you, are you a U.S. citizen? And if you check that box, then you're a United States citizen as they define it. So I told him, I said, when you do that, when you fill out the application for the passport, or a job application, or anything that asks, are you a United States citizen? Hyphenate the U and the S. And he had asked, well, why do you do that? And that's because if you don't, it's United of States. So if you hyphenate that, the United States becomes one name. And it goes from a capitalization or an all caps United States down to a United with a capital U and the rest of them are lowercase, and state with a capital S and the rest are lowercase. Okay? It takes that out of question. And then what you do is you take that black ink pen and you make the lowercase c a capital C. Okay, so what you just did is you changed your status from a United States lowercase citizen to a United States proper noun citizen. And what that'll do is that'll take you out of the subjectude of being a United States citizen. So you can do that. But hey, I'm in the mind of, you ask me what I am, and I'm going to tell you I am the king. I'm the king. A lot of the guards in prison and in jail thought that was really funny. I'm the king. Okay, king. They see me coming. Here comes the king. All hail the king. That's what you are. You are a king. That's what the Declaration of Independence was all about. King George, we don't want you to be our king anymore. We want to be our own kings. And that's what you are. Until you subject yourself to them, you are a king. Remember that. Are you a sovereign citizen? No, I'm not. I'm a sovereign. I am the king. All hail your king. Public servant. That's the way you need to be. That's the mindset you need to be in. Like I said, no king's ever had his subjects question why he's the king. I am the king. That's all there is. You don't need to tell me if I am or if I'm not. And that's what happens when you try and do all this paperwork. It's like, okay, I'm going to submit this affidavit. See, now I'm a sovereign, okay? I'm a sovereign, okay, right? I'm a sovereign, right? Okay, that didn't work. So I'm going to do this paperwork here. See, I'm a sovereign, right? See, I'm a sovereign. You believe me now? I'm a sovereign now. You believe me? Oh, that didn't work. Okay, well, let me try this new thing everybody's trying. See, I'm a sovereign now. I'm out of the system, right? I'm a sovereign. You believe me now? Kings don't do that. They do not do that. I am the king. Get used to it. So try and get yourself away from, I got to fill out some paperwork to prove who I am. Your voice proves who you are. Peace and good night.